Welcome to this episode of Digital Avenues. In Digital Avenues, we talk about digital marketing and social media topics that of interest for small businesses. We are trying to help you understand how the digital world is affecting your business and how you can take advantage of everything in digital marketing and social media. Today we have a very hot topic, which is the SEO, how to get your page or website ranked on the first page of Google. And today we have SEO expert Michael Dodd. He's one of the experts in this area. He has long experience getting his clients on Google first page. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Sam. I'm very good. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for being with us today at Digital Avenues. And we discussed that topic before going live, which is the basic SEO steps for small businesses, what they should look at in their website to get their website on Google first page. I'm not saying it's gonna go to first page of Google, but at least these are the basic steps that you have to look at in the beginning.
That's exactly right, Sam. Yeah, exactly. And you know, with SEO, there's what's called on-page SEO and off-page SEO. Okay. Now, your on-page SEO, that's the stuff on your website. Okay, that's your on-page stuff, the stuff that your webmaster can control, all right? And your off-page stuff is all the other properties out there that link to your website. Like it can be your social media putting out there, other domains, the links that you've got all pointing to your, basically to your main money site. And I'm going to talk today about the on-page SEO, which is basically, it's the foundation, Sam, of what you must get right first before you spend any money doing anything else, because it affects what you do and the results that you're going to achieve.
Yes, that's great. So today we will talk about on-page SEO, or 5 steps on the on-page SEO. What's the first point you would like us to take a look at?
Yeah, well, one of the things is going to be the actual title and the meta tags on there. But you know, making sure you've got those right, because there are, you know, different things you can do with those as well, you know, and there's limits to actually how many characters you use on there, for instance, you know. That all affects, you know, things that you do with your site. You know, Google gives certain criteria, it's all listed on their webmaster tools, and you stay within, you know, the guidelines that they give you. And that for, you know, because Google want to give people what they're looking for, you know, and that's what it's all about, is, you know, Google want to serve up the right answer for whatever somebody's just typed into that search bar. Okay.
Okay.
If your website,
with the page title, what do you recommend? Do you recommend putting the company name or keywords related to what this company is doing, their field of business?
Well, the title of the page, for instance, you know, it's, you know, some that I see have got, you know, 120 characters in there, and you know, the guidelines that I've got here, it should have no more than 60 characters in your actual title, you know, and it's to be an accurate, yet concise description of the actual page's content. You know, this is important to both the user experience and also the search engine optimization. Okay. And something else is the actual meta description tag. Now, you've probably heard about all of these sorts of things, but not really known exactly what they are. And the actual meta description tag, while it's not important to actually search engine optimization, it's actually crucial in gaining click-throughs from the search engine result pages, okay? And it's your actual chance to actually advertise content to the actual search engine users, okay? So you should be writing a compelling description using keywords very intelligently, and that. So, you know, once again, it's all about the end user experience. Google wants to bring up relevant material for what somebody's searched in there.
Yeah, and do you recommend using different descriptions and keywords for each page, or you should use one thing for all?
No, different one for each page. Each page is going to have different content on it, and yeah, so they should be unique. Okay, and you know, something else. You know, if I can just share my screen with you a little bit there. Let me just go over here and I'll show you some things that like with images as well, with the image analysis as well, the tags, the alt text that you put in there, and
so this is the second point now. We are looking at the images and alt tag for the images, where you can write a small description about this image, and Google is looking at this as well, right?
Yes, that's right. Now, I'm just going through here with the image analysis on this particular example website I'm showing you here. It's got 8 images.
Zoom into the page, zoom in.
Zoom in, yeah, sure. How's that?
Yeah, a bit better. Yeah, this is good.
Yep. Yeah, now this particular site I've got here has got 8 images on the page, and they've, got their alt text done there, and it's excellent. Okay, they've used the correct way of doing it. They've not used any of the wrong things in there really, but they've got, the correct sort of things there. So when Google, when somebody's searching in Google, for instance, it's going to bring up architecture business. It's going to bring up this particular image they've got there on their site. So that is good.
Well, I think this is one of the questions everyone is asking. Should we use underscore or should we use dash?
No, you should be using dashes. Okay.
Dashes, not underscore.
Yep. Google recommends that you use hyphens instead of underscores.
Okay. That's good, because I think most of the people are using underscores.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Even good people that are building websites now are still using underscores, but Google recommends that you use hyphens instead of the underscores.
Great.
Okay.
So with each and every picture on the website, it's better that you put an alt tag or like a description for what is this picture is about, because now Google is searching in pictures as well for a long time, but this can put your site maybe on the first page of the search for this.
It all helps. Yeah, it all helps. And what I'm going through today is just some of the basic foundation that your website should be having. Okay, and because what you see, you and I look at it when we look at a site, and what we see behind the scenes and what Google sees are completely different. And it's got to be easy for Google to navigate and find things. As simple as that. Okay.
Great.
So yeah, another thing I want to talk about, I mentioned about your tags and that before. I won't go into about the heading tags too much there, but content, for instance. Okay, I'll just go down to the content. All right. Google recommends, you have a minimum word count of around about 1,500 words for the pages that you want to actually rank in Google. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That can be, a bit more, a bit less, whatever. But, it's giving Google plenty of content there, so that when somebody's typing in what they're particularly looking for, they know that you've got that on your particular site. Okay. And you've got a good description about it and good information. That's what they're looking for. And so you must have, a fair bit of content in there, and the text to HTML ratio, which is, the visible text ratio, which, as opposed to the HTMLs I've got written here, is another image tags, another non-visible information, is anywhere between 25 to 70%. So on this particular site here, it's got a low ratio there, and we recommend that they increase it, which is, just putting a bit more,
relevant content
on the site there. Relevant content on the site there. Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's fine there, and you have sitemaps. So many sites don't have a sitemap, and it's Google's map. It tells the search engines about the organization of the actual site, so they know where to go and find the content. Okay.
Yeah, the sitemap is crucial. I can say
it is. So yeah, and it's surprising, Sam, how many sites still do not have it. It's really surprising, especially when you start going through like I do, looking at these things, before I even bring on a client, just to see the basic sort of stuff is there.
But this is why we are doing these hangouts, to let the people know what are the basics they should have in
Yep.
their websites in terms of SEO and digital marketing and so on. So thanks for sharing such good tips with everyone.
Yeah, and I'll just go through down a bit further. I'll skip some of these other things that we've got there, but I'll just look at code analysis as well. Now, there are many, many websites out there, once again, where, you know, they've got inline CSS, you know, it's in there. But however, you know, it increases the load time and decreases the actual performance. And we recommend that you do not use inline CSS. Once again, that's something that can be removed from websites, okay? And also the schema, which is structured data markup schema, which is supported by the major search engines. Once again, it's getting that done right as well. I'm just going to flick over to this other one. I don't think they had it right on this other one I did. Code analysis, yeah, come down here. Yeah, they didn't have it right either, you know. And also the W3C validation tests. This is, you know, different errors that people have on the sites. Once again, it's all in the code there, and your webmaster should be able to fix these things for you. This one is a brand new site that somebody has done. They asked me to have a look through it for them, and these are the warnings and errors that I actually have found throughout the site. You know, so there's this is a brand new site, and I was quite surprised there was so much on this brand new site. Yeah.
Well, I think this is why there is no connection between designers and developers and people working on SEO.
No, there isn't.
There is no connection. They are just doing what they need to do in terms to make the site look nice, maybe by using inline CSS or things like that. But they're not looking at the SEO type of things as well.
They are not. No, exactly right. You might get somebody out there who's a very good web designer, but they don't know anything about the actual marketing side of things. I mean, it's all very well to have a nice looking website, but at the end of the day, Sam, if it doesn't make your phone ring or it doesn't make somebody fill out the online inquiry form, it's a waste of time and money. That's two actions that you want.
Let me say this. So do you recommend that when a business or someone is starting to do his own website or to build his website, he should engage someone with SEO experience with the web designer to make sure that he doesn't double the work, because now that you will need to get another web designer to fix that.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, because quite often it's like the left hand versus the right hand. They don't communicate with each other, and you know that's where you should bring them all together when you're actually looking at doing a website. You know, as to what's involved, because you know, they should all be talking together.
Yeah.
Right. They're all. You know, there is certain. You've got certain expertise in certain areas, and you know other expertise in another area which is different again. You know, but they must all work together properly for the benefit of your business to get your website the way it's going to be found in the search engines.
Great.
Yeah.
So these points we discussed now are like the foundation, the basic points.
These are, Sam.
At your website to make sure that it will, at least Google will be able to search the site and rank your content.
Yes, exactly right.
I just would like to ask you about, again, if we can go back to the point where we talked about content, and you talked to me about the H1, H2, H3, and how this affects the content and how Google reads the content through the H1, H2, H3.
Yeah, I'll just scroll back up here. With the actual meta tags and the H tags, what have we got here? Just up here. Sorry there, just scrolling down here. The title and meta tags. You've got 60 characters here you can use for the title here. So, you should really be utilizing those 60 characters with the good words in there. And the actual meta description tags, this one's been done very well. It's 159. There's a maximum of 160 characters. So that is really, really good. And I'll just flick over to this other one I brought up. What do they have on this one?
I was mentioning the heading tags. I think the one after the
heading tags. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Heading tags. Yeah, the H1, 2s, and 3s. Yeah.
Yes.
And this particular one here, this is a business over there in the US. They've got their tags found, H1, 2, 3. They're all found there, which is really good. Okay, and I'll just go over to this other one, heading tags there, and page 6 here,
Yeah.
but they've just got this, yeah. Heading tags found, H3 tag, that's right. That's not found there at all.
So tell us what are the H1s? It's how you can emphasize the title of the page, right?
Yeah, it's what the search engines use to actually index the structure of the content of the page, and generally users skim by a page by looking at its headings, really, to see if it's something they should be going and having a further look at. So it's just a brief snapshot, if you like, of what's on that actual page, just by that title of the page. Okay, just so that you know, the user at the end of the day knows that they're going to the right spot in your website.
So if we are talking about ranking a page for a certain keyword, you recommend that we should have that keyword in the heading tag with H1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but don't overuse it.
Yeah.
Don't overuse it. Right? There is a fine line, because you can certainly overuse keywords, and many people do, and then you're up for a penalty sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will
So
be up for
the H1 is like the title of the page, the main keyword, and
Yep.
then H2 and H3 less importance.
Yes. Yeah, you wouldn't want to have the same exact keyword in each heading. You'd want to vary it around. Okay. So that is, yeah, once again, it's different. And something else I want to mention too, you know, before we, you know, finish up on this call as well, is about mobile. These days, you know, on April 21st, Google started to bring out their penalties for having, you know, a website that is not optimized for mobile. Okay, and you can see on this particular one, it shows up okay on mobile, for instance. And I can't remember if the other one did or not on this example here. Yeah, this one, not quite. This one, for this particular solar company, I think it was, you can see how difficult that is to read. You know, if you've got to pinch that screen to make it bigger, that is not optimized for mobile. Google will penalize you, and especially if you start advertising through the likes of Google AdWords, okay, it'll cost you more money to actually advertise your business.
This is a new one.
Yep, it'll cost you more money. And
Okay.
but even just, you know, because people don't just use one thing to search from these days when they're looking for goods and services. They actually use a combination of things. You know, they might initially start off with a mobile and then progress to a tablet and end up on the PC, or they usually use two of them these days, we're finding, to actually find goods and services. Unless it's an emergency type situation, like emergency plumber, for instance, bang, they're straight on the mobile device straight away, because they usually got that in their pocket and they want to find somebody instantly.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
So
where,
now the website, if it's not mobile friendly and passing Google's test for the mobile interface, they will be penalized.
Yep. It gradually they're rolling it out, so it doesn't happen instantly, but over a period of time, yeah, you'll notice less and less of those results coming up in the search engine result pages, because they're gradually being penalised for not having a mobile ready site. Basically, there's been plenty of notice on this, Sam. It's not something that's just been announced or anything like that, but businesses have had plenty of warning to actually get their websites, you know, so they can be read on mobile here. And you see this one here, you know, trying to read it is just near on impossible.
Yeah.
And most people, when they're actually looking on a site, you know, want to be able to do business with you pretty quickly, because they're, you know, searching for a product or service. And, you know, that's where you need to be able to have it so it's easy to be read, okay, and have your phone number somewhere prominent as well, you know. And that's what I suggest to people. It's somewhere in this first part. I can't scroll down this particular page here, but somewhere on this page, the phone number, so that somebody can just, and it's going to be one click to call. They don't have to come out of it and try and remember your phone number to call you. It's going to be a simple one click to call. Okay. Yeah, basically you've got to make it as easy as possible for people to do business with you, because once you start putting hurdles in the way, you're giving them reasons to opt out all the time and not do business with you, not pick up the phone or do anything any further with you.
Yeah. Not to pick the phone or fill the form or do whatever call to action you need them to do to engage with your business.
Yes, exactly right. Yes. So that brings me to, excuse me, some of this stuff on here that we've just been through there. I'm just going to scroll down quickly, just go over some of this other on-page stuff as well, is social as well. Just briefly touch on that for you. That it helps to have social on your site as well. You know, where you've got the Facebook share buttons and like buttons on there. So once again, you know, the people are coming across a good site, they like to tell others about it, you know, and you need to make it as easy as possible for them to be able to do that. So they can just click on your Facebook and share it, okay? And yeah, and Twitter profiles, yeah, it's all that social side of things there. Once again, make it easier for people to do business with you.
Yeah, so
and I'll just touch on, sorry, Sam.
To have the social networks links on your page as well, and this will affect your
it helps.
for Google. Yeah,
because once again, those links, Sam, they come from authority sites. Okay, what's known as authority sites, and you know, even though there's lots out there, it still helps, you know, to have that third party authority that they know that you're a legitimate business, if you like. You know, it's just that third party that, hey, you've got a Facebook site as well, you've got a Google Plus site, you've got a Twitter account, you know, you're a legitimate business in Google's eyes. Okay. Yeah. And just something else I want to mention here too, Sam, if we've got time, is about local directories, or as they call them in the industry, citations. You know, depending on what part of the world you're in, there are, you know, several local to hundreds of local different directories you can list yourselves in, and some have more weight than others, of course. They're not all equal. They are quite different. In saying this though, your information must be exact as far as your business name, your business address, your business phone number. It must be exact in all of these. You know, if you put a comma in there on one, it must be in on all of them. As simple as that, because if not, you're classified as being different, or there's something a little bit suspicious about your business because the name, address and phone number is not exactly the same as what is listed on your website.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, and there is literally, yeah, hundreds of different ones out there, and depending on what part of the world you're in, depends how many we sort of can put you in as well, because like for instance here in Australia, you'd probably on average around about 20 or so. It depends once again how far you want to go with this, but a minimum of 20 directories is what you need to be present in this. And that, once again, it's all that third party authority again. You're listed in these directory listings, and it's more good stuff in Google's eyes. But
well, I think it's good because when someone is searching for a keyword and these sites are there, Google will look at these sites first. Sometimes when you search for a plumber, you will find results from True Local, maybe before other websites for plumbers themselves. That's
exactly right. True Local, that's another directory. And I do know they have just been hit with a bit of a penalty with Google. I don't know what they did, but yeah, they sort of slipped down over the last couple of months when I've been looking at their site. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
I'm just saying as an example, but is it form of backlinking to the site? Is it important to have backlinks, or it's less important now after latest Google updates?
No, it's always important. Quality backlinks. If you're thinking that you can go and get a heap of backlinks for $2 a piece or anything like that, forget it. You will be penalised. No ifs, buts or maybes. It's got to be relevant backlinks and quality backlinks. And that's what we do. I won't go into detail here, but we build, or in the industry it's called private blog networks, PBNs, and you know, we build quality links to actually, you know, point to your money site. It's all, yeah, it's all a network out there is what you do with articles and all sorts of information that you do to all point back to your actual main money site, which is your website.
So all these points are mainly, we are doing all of that to make it easier for Google to analyze your site, to analyze the content on your site. And if your content is relevant to what the people are searching for, you will have a better chance to come in the first page of Google results for this keyword.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So there are many pages out there, and I can go through. I mean, these are the ones here in the States because that particular business is in the US, but there's different ones here for Australia. Okay. And yeah, when you're doing things out there too, I just thought I'd let you know, I'll just touch on this if we've got time, Sam, is about the analysis, what your page scores are. This is a brand new site, like I said before, so there's no scores on here yet. But I've got tools which I can actually go and look at your competition, okay, to see what your competitors are doing out there, and it tells me, what their domain authority is, what their page authority is, and basically the trust factor that Google give that particular website, okay? So when you're building and you want to outrank somebody like that, you need to know exactly what you're up against and how much you have to actually build to actually beat them.
So now the competition is not in the real market, it's more on Google pages.
Yes, it is. Yep, it's out there. Yep. Yeah. And I do competition analysis for businesses as well. And, as to who's actually out there and what, how much they're actually ranking for, keywords are actually ranking for, and, how strong their sites are in Google's eyes, what Google looks at, and, what we need to actually do to actually, beat them. Pretty much most sites can be beaten.
Okay. Thanks, Michael, for these tips. And what could be your last tip for today for our listeners?
Yep, the last tip, I guess, would be, well, make sure you've got your on-site SEO done, because it's the foundation, basically. It's that foundation, Sam. You need to have good on-page SEO before you look at doing your off-page SEO or going and doing Google AdWords or any of those other things, okay? Because it will affect your results, all right? It's like when you put up a big building, you've got to make sure that foundation is right. If not, it's going to fall down. And your on-page SEO, which I've just briefly gone over for you, is your foundation.
Thanks, Michael, for today's Hangout and for these valuable tips. And we will be looking forward to have you again with us to talk about off-page and even Google AdWords and lead generation topics later on, because I'm sure you have more experience in these areas and how you can help with our visitors and viewers with such topics. Thanks, Michael.
Yes, you're welcome, Sam. And if people want a free SEO analysis of their site, they can go to my website, which is www.michaeldodd.org, and you'll see just on the page there.
We will have your website link on our page and with offer for free report. Thank you very much for that, Michael.
Fantastic, Sam. Thank you very much. Hope I'm able to help lots of people.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.